Hi there! Welcome back to Comfy Cozy Crochet with Triss. I am Triss, and for those of you who are new around here, thank you so much for being here. Please consider joining the crew, clicking that subscribe and like button, hitting the notification bell so you can see when we've got new content up. I usually try to post 2 videos per week, usually on Tuesday mornings, and then I also like to go ahead and try to put something else up during the weekend, usually Saturday mornings, sometimes Sunday afternoon, like this week. But anyway, just making sure that I get reach out to you guys and get to talk to you a couple times a week is my goal. This is podcast number 7. Can we believe that? Really excited that we've made it this far. I've kept going. That's my goal. We've made it to the 2nd year. Ha. Happy 2021, everyone. Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday season, whatever you celebrate. And super excited to just kick off the new year with a bunch of positivity and growth and goals and happiness. So, Happy New Year, everybody. All right, the first thing I want to share with you is just kind of the tail end Christmas haul. First thing, oh, I just remembered I forgot something. 1 second, please. All right, I'm back. So sorry for the pause there. I just remembered that while I have shared Chelle from Chelle Crochet, who I'll link down below's card, and Carrie from Happy Crafty Homemaker's Christmas card, which I'll also link down below those 2 channels if you'd like to see. I've shared their beautiful Christmas cards and the birthday card I got from Chelle. I shared the birthday card that I got from Brenda, but I did get one last Christmas card that came a little bit late, as mine also came late to him. I went ahead and sent a Christmas card to Gary over at Urban Yarns, and the guy is just so lovely and nice, you guys. He's so sweet. He responded with, "Hey, what a beautiful email to wake up to. That would be great if you'd send me a Christmas card, and do you mind if I send you one as well?" My goodness, yes, I would love that. Thank you. Not necessary, but thank you. So kind. So anyway, he sent me one from, I just live in the greater Puget Sound, Seattle area, and he lives right across the border in Vancouver. So we're talking about probably a 4-hour drive here. And they took forever for mine to get to him. And then this one just has arrived a few days after Christmas as well. So I thought I'd share. I'm not going to show his address, but it came with a beautiful little embossed hummingbird seal there. And this is from a store called Papyrus, which we have one in Seattle at the Westlake Mall, or at least we did last time I was there. It's been a good long while since I've been there, but it is a beautiful stationery and card store. Gorgeous. I love it. So this is the card that he sent me, this gorgeous snowflake, and it's very shiny and glitzy, so I hope that that's coming out well for you guys. Look at that shine. Ooh, something shiny. You know me. I'm all excited. And it says, "Warmest wishes of this season and a happy new year." And Gary writes, "To Triss, what a wonderful delight to have met you through the channel. Thank you for your friendship. Wishing you and your family the best over the holidays, Gary," from Urban Yarn. So Gary, thank you so much. This is such a beautiful card. Thank you for your warm wishes. And you did not have to reciprocate, but I'm so very glad you did. I've really enjoyed getting to know you through Instagram and through YouTube as well. So thank you so much, Gary. Appreciate that. Did not want to not remember to include that. Let's stop with the double negatives in January, shall we? Let's move on. I did not want to forget to include that. All right, the other thing I've got real quick before we get into works in progress and finished objects is I have a little bit of a Christmas haul. My husband went ahead and got me a little bit of money toward my Hobby Lobby fund, and my grandmother did as well, actually for my birthday, which I think I forgot to mention in my birthday thank you haul kind of video. She gave me some money towards Hobby Lobby yarn because she's like, I could not begin to decide for you what you want in that store. what size, what color, what brand, whatever. So I'm just gonna give you the money and you go decide what you want. And my husband decided to throw a little in the pot for that as well and said, here, add this to your Hobby Lobby fund, have fun. So I'm really excited for that. Thank you, thank you. My mom also decided to pick me up some things. And the first one is this gorgeous, she got me 5 of this gorgeous shade, which this is picking up a little bit more red. Yeah, way more red on the viewfinder than it is in person. This is a lovely shade called Mulberry. There we go. There's more true. It's not gonna focus on it, but it's a much more purpley. Yeah, it's coming out way more red. That's so bizarre. That is the closest we can get there, I think. But anyway, it is called Mulberry. It is just Red Heart. It's just Red Heart Super Saver, which is 364 yards or 333 meters. Made in the USA of imported fibers. Color is called Mulberry. It is the number 4, calls for an eye hook or 5.5 millimeters or 5 millimeter knitting needles. It's 100% acrylic, no dye lot it says, and machine wash and dry. So she got me 5 of these babies and I'm really excited. I know Super Saver gives a bad rap, but it actually washes out a lot softer than it feels when you first get the skein in your hand. And this is a gorgeous color. I am kind of heartbroken that this color is not showing up very well on the viewfinder. It's this beautiful wine color, but rather than that reddish you're seeing, there's so much more purple to it. You know, it almost looks like cranberry grape juice or something. And that's probably looks like a dang mulberry. You know what I'm saying? It's called Mulberry. Moving on. Anyway, I got 5 of these. I'm really excited. You know, come to think of it, I have no idea what a mulberry looks like. They must not grow in my area, or if they do, I'm ignorant. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna Google that when I'm done filming this. Anyway, I got 5 of these. I digress. Moving on. And I'm really excited to work with it. I have some ideas of different colors I'd like to pair this with, maybe make a pretty blanket or something. So there's that. The next thing she got me is kind of a one-off. She had already picked up several of these for me. She found them on an incredible sale, and they're not my favorite thing in the world, but she had actually said, oh, whoops, this fell out. I was supposed to give this to you ages ago. And it is the boutique, Red Heart Boutique Sachet Sparkle yarn. I'm not a big fan. See if we can get that to focus. There you go. I'm not actually a big fan of the sachet yarn. I'm not a huge fan of the ruffled scarves on me. I think there are many women and men who can pull those off and feel very comfortable in them. I'm not really a frilly girl. I'm not really all about the ruffles. So I am looking into what else can I do with these. I know that Summer from Summer's Tips and Stitches got a hold of a bunch of this yarn, and she actually did some scrunchies with them, or bracelets, if memory serves me. Anyway, and those were cute enough too, but you know, you only need so many. I just got 3 gorgeous ones for my birthday from Chelle, from Chelle Crochet. Thank you again. And then a lot of times I just use the plain, you know, black ones from Goody or Scrunchy or whatever the brand is. Anyway, that I buy in a big bulk set, and that's all there is to it. So, I'm gonna look into making something with this that's maybe a little bit more traditional, but not traditional for what it's intended, if that makes any sense. I'm looking at maybe doing some braiding with it, or doing some crochet with a huge hook or something, because I like the way it looks. It's definitely soft enough. And I like the sparkle that runs through it. She got me a few different colors before. This was just a, oops, forgot this one. I think it was maybe for Mother's Day she got this for me. Yes, my mother got me a present for Mother's Day, since it was my first Mother's Day, last Mother's Day. She's very, very thoughtful. Thank you, Mama. She's not watching this, but still, I'd like to thank her. So anyway, I've got this one. And then I'm super excited about this next one. She got me 6 of these Lion Brand Hometown skeins of yarn, and I've used this before. I have a big ripple blanket that was showcased in 1 or 2 of my videos behind me. at some point. Don't really know which numbers those were, but anyway, if you saw it, it's different grays and a grays and pink. It was out of the Hometown Yarn, different color, and I have been eyeing this color for quite some time now. It's this beautiful turquoise with multicolored tweedy flecks running all throughout it. So if you can pick that up, we've got fuchsia, we've got orange, we've got bright highlighter yellow, we've got gold, we've got red, we've got green, all kinds of really pretty flecks in here. Ooh, I went very orange and pink there on my viewfinder. Hopefully that'll even out soon here. But this color is called Key Largo Tweed. Boy, do I wish I was in any of the keys right now. I actually don't know. I've never been to any of the keys, but from the looks of them, I feel like I could use to be on a beach right about now, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, she got me 6 of these. I'm super excited. I'm not sure what I'm gonna make. I'm thinking cowl and hat set, but she got me 6 of them, so I've definitely got enough, because this says 2 will make a hat, 4 will make a scarf, and 13 of them will make a sweater. I suppose I could pick up some more and make a sweater out of this. This would make a really pretty sweater, I think. Choices, options. I'm very excited. So, this is 4 ounces, 113 grams, 64 yards, or 59 meters. It is number 6 bulky. It is requiring, or requesting, calling for. I got more sleep last night, I promise, but I'm still acting like a nutbag. Sorry, guys. It's requesting a 9mm knitting needle or an N 9mm crochet hook. It says it is 94% acrylic, 6% rayon, machine washable and dryable, and made in Turkey. So this is amazing. Really excited to work with this. This stuff is so soft. The only thing I will say about it is that it did shed a bit in the big, huge Afghan that I made, the ripple blanket that I made with it. It does just kind of fluff off some cottony, fluffy type stuff. So sheds a little bit, but I think in a hat it probably wouldn't as much. I guess we'll find out. Regardless, totally my wheelhouse of colors. Love that it's that pretty turquoise blue, but you've also got the other colors running through it, so it's going to match virtually anything you wear within this family, and let's be real, this is the family that I wear. So super, super excited for that. I am not a huge hat wearer actually, and so this is going to be a huge year for me because I'm going to try all the hat patterns and all the scarf patterns, and if I don't start wearing some hats, I'm going to be in trouble. So that is my Christmas haul. Mostly, oh well, and I got the really wonderful Crochet Borders book that I did remember to feature in the last video, so if you want to check out my podcast number 5, nope, I can't count, podcast number 6, it will be in that one. And you can see the lovely Crochet Borders book that I got. Okay, I've got notes here on my phone, so I apologize for looking down. I'm just trying to make sure that I did indeed go through everything that I meant to go through. All right, so finished objects. I finally finished the Amigurumi airplane for my papa. That's what I call my grandfather, who was a pivotal part of raising me, and he was a pilot in the Air Force for many years before he retired. Then he was a commercial airline pilot for United Airlines for many years, and now he just has his little RV6 tail dragger that he flies around all the time and just has a blast as a retired man. Anyway, so he loves planes, he loves flying, it's one of his favorite things in the world. He gave me a great love of flying as well. I was flying before I could walk. And I absolutely, there's nothing like being in the air. It's one of my favorite things in the entire world, and I'm a complete travel junkie now, which is funny because he instilled that in me and used to talk to me about all these different places that he went, except for he never wants to like leave the country ever now and is totally a stick in the mud about it, which is so funny because he is the one who like gave me this bug to want to just go out and see all these places that he told me about. Kind of ironic. But he still loves to fly. He still lives for that plane. It's his favorite thing in the world. So I went ahead and made him a little plane. I did already give it to him, but trust me, I made sure to get some pictures. So hopefully I'm putting it over here or over here. Don't know, but I'm going to post a few pictures for you, or I'm going to go ahead, if I can't manage that, I will just stop the video and post. I went ahead and made this out of Vanna's Choice in burgundy and Super Saver in white. I got little, I believe 6mm safety eyes and put those little babies in the window, and he was laughing at me because I'm like, it's supposed to be an airplane, but they didn't have anything for the propeller as far as the pattern goes. Should I make a prop out of, what do you call them? Oh, help me out here. Pipe cleaners, or should I crochet something for you, or what should we do? And he goes, you know what, I like it just the way it is. Let's call it a jet. I'm like, I love you. Wonderful, it's a jet. It doesn't need a propeller. Didn't crochet an engine though. It's there. We all know it's there. Okay, so I got that done, and if I haven't already entered the pictures in, here they are. If I have, we're gonna move on. The next thing that I finished is the last finished object, and it is a bean stitch cowl or scarf. I've been calling it the bean stitch scowl. So I made this. You can see that. I have such a hard time with my camera. Either it cuts off the top of my head or it ends up not showing any of my works. So I will just kind of squat here, get my exercise in. So depending on which way I've got it kind of folded or scrunched, it can show all different colors. And I will take it off so you can see it. But here is the beautiful texture of this bean stitch. I'm just realizing I put the Made by Ara is the tutorial for the airplane amigurumi. It is linked below. This little scowl is a, I believe she calls hers a cowl as well, but it is by the lovely Claudetta Crochet here on YouTube. I will link the pattern down below. And it is a bean stitch cowl or infinity scarf. And this is what it looks like. There's my seam. So I used mandala. Put this on. Doesn't really match my outfit, but we'll just kind of put it on for a second here. I used, apologies because I got into this cake a little here. I used the mandala cake ombre, mandala ombre cake. This is the color Joy, and it is a 4 medium, calls for a 4.5mm knitting needle or a 5.5 or an eye hook. 5.3 ounces, 150 grams, 344 yards, 315 meters, machine washable and dryable, made in India, and it is 100% acrylic yarn. Dye lot number is number 3, and it's these beautiful grays, a little bit of pink there, kind of a fuchsia, purples in there, deep kind of burgundy, and it's funny, I think this is a beautiful progression of colors, but I just have to say, since they've come out, I don't call this ombre. I think ombre is when it's a gradual gradation of color, and I might be really wrong about that. But when I think of a really beautiful ombre, I think it just seamlessly goes from one color to the next. This is definitely a block of the burgundy, a block of the light gray, a block of the dark gray, a block of the lightest fuchsia, then it goes darker, and it really progresses, but it's blocks of color. There's no color fade in this whatsoever. I think that's important to tell people, because when a lot of these gradiated beautiful cakes that are coming out, they either have long distinct color changes or they gradually fade into them. And I, as a viewer of YouTube and reviews and things like that, want to know that. I want to know, hey, is this something I'm going to have to color coordinate? Am I going to have to color control? Or is this something that's just going to fade beautifully and seamlessly on its own? This I did not color control. It did it perfectly on its own. The rose just worked out, and it is between the stitch and the way it just worked out in the pattern, it did just almost perfectly match up to where I didn't feel the need to color control. But if you were doing a big blanket or something like that in this yarn, and that matters to you, you will need to color control. Just a little PSA there. Because I've actually not really heard anybody else talk about that. This was a pleasure to work with. Really enjoyed the yarn. I did end up with just the tiniest bit of splitting in this pattern because it's the bean stitch. So it's that puff stitch that you're going to go over and over and over. You're going to end up with the pattern that I particularly used, called for 8 loops on the hook before you pull through all of them. I also am a very tight tension crocheter, and so I did every once in a while get just this much splitting, okay, just this much. I have seen my best friend Jessie actually used a different tutorial and pattern. It only had 3 loops on the hook. I actually think that would have worked better for me and my tension, but it worked up really nicely. If I wasn't using the bean stitch, I can almost guarantee this was not going to split on me. And yeah, I would really recommend it. So, loved the yarn, really enjoyed working with it. I think I have one other color that's in grays that I'm not sure what I'm going to do with, but I'm excited to get my hands on it. And this cake right here, sorry, I did pull it out to start using it and then changed my mind. This is going to be a matching bean stitch beanie for me, or whoever ends up gifted for this. But I think this is probably just going to end it for me, because if I'm being honest with you, I wanted this to be more like a scarf that I could wrap twice to make kind of a cowl, more like an infinity scarf that could go close to my neck. And so it ended up being this kind of in between size, but I managed to get it just long enough where I think it's really more of a scarf. Okay, sorry, excuse all of the craziness. So I think it's really more of a scarf, but it's really warm, cozy, easy to wash and dry, and just throw that puppy in the washer. So pretty pleased with how this came out. And like I said, depending on where you wear it, you know, you get all of these different colors. See that color blocking, like I said? Ruin my hair here just to show you this. I mean, not that I did anything with it. Blow dry and call it a day, right? Okay, so there is that. That is my last technically finished object. Now, I started to make the bean stitch hat, and then I realized, oh my gosh, you still have to do your late Christmas exchange with all of your nieces and nephews and your sister. So stop right now what you're doing and get to work on the hats. And to be fair, I was waiting for an order of yarn to come in, and it happened right around I think the morning that I finished this. So I just stopped and said, okay, now that that's in, I'm not going to make the bean stitch hat to match this. We're just going to go on to making the hats. Now, I've talked about it before. The Divine hat by Sarah Arnold is one of my favorite go-to hat patterns. I will link it below for sure. There's a written pattern on Ravelry by her. There's also a tutorial here on YouTube that is by Jonna Martinez that is called like the Chelle hat or something like that. I will also link that down below. They are the same pattern. So if you'd like the written pattern or the YouTube video tutorial, I'll link them both below for you. It's an excellent hat. It works up well in so many different yarn types, colors, patterns, stripes, you name it. Really, really recommend if you haven't tried it. If you need to see a whole bunch of examples about this, please go check out Rose Likes Crochet here on YouTube. I'll also link her down below, or check out her YouTube, also check out her Instagram, Rose Likes Crochet. I'm not going to link that, but it's linked on hers. So I'll link her YouTube tutorial or her YouTube channel down below. My goodness. The point that I'm trying to make is Rose makes a plethora of divine hats. She loves them, and you can see them in so many different color, styles, patterns, different yarn types on her channel or in her Instagram. And she is who got me hooked on them. I thought, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful, and there's so many different types. Gotta make it too. And so I just thought, you know what, for my niece, I have all these bright, beautiful colors, and last year she was into all kinds of unicorns. In fact, she was the unicorn poo emoji for Halloween this year. So you can imagine, I was like, I'm gonna get to do all the pinks and turquoises and purples and rainbow colored hat, and it's gonna be sparkly. Like, I just thought for sure, if you guys know the mandala sparkle cake and Draco, like, I for sure thought that's what I was making her hat and scarf out of this year. I thought, oh my gosh, for sure. I just decided, you know, kids change really, really quickly. I decided to call my sister and just ask, like, what's her favorite color to wear? What do you want to wear? She said black. So when pushed for a color, she gave me navy. When did this happen? She's like so conservative and grown up and mature now. She's like 11. Stop it. Anyway, I didn't have any black yarn in my stash, so I went out and I got the Big Twist Twinkle. It's the Joann's House brand, and this is a partially used skein, so I apologize for that, but hopefully that's picking up. So this is black with a silver streamer running all the way through it, and it is just called Black on Silver. Big Twist Joann's House brand. 380 yards, 380 yards, 347 meters, 6 ounces, 170 grams. Calls for an H hook, which is what got me in trouble. Stay tuned. 5mm or a 5mm knitting needle, machine washable, do not tumble dry, dry clean, dry flat. Yeah, we've been over that. Made in Turkey, 97% acrylic and 3% polyester. So I went ahead and decided I was going to make her a divine hat out of this. However, I didn't think about the pattern, and I just said, oh, it calls for an H hook. I'm going to go up a size and use an I because I know how tight my tension is. Forgetting that this hat pattern calls for a J hook for the majority and then an H hook for the brim. Alright guys, so sorry about that. My camera stopped filming on me for whatever reason. Sometimes it just decides to do that. So as I was saying, this was calling for an H hook. I decided to use an I and go up in tension. I apologize if I'm repeating myself. I don't know where it cut off. But I decided that I was going to use an I hook because of my tight tension. The pattern calls for a J hook and an H hook for the brim. So I went ahead and tore the whole thing out because I did that and it did not fit. Like, I could not even get it on my head, and we actually have the same measurements. So I went ahead and ripped it out, and I am now, as of today, I ripped the whole thing out, and I still have ends, I still have the whole shebang, because I just started this morning. This is where we're at with it. It's probably not going to pick up the lovely texture because it's got so much busyness in the camera with that sparkle. Boy, is that picking up all the sparkle on camera. Let's see if I can get some stitch definition here. I don't think so. That straight up looks like sequins. This is just a streamer running through it. I think it's actually going to look better from far look better farther away, although because it's black and silver, you're not going to get any of that stitch definition, but hopefully you can see the way the glitter is going, that it's got that beautiful all right. This is where we're at, and you can just see it looks like sequins on there. It really does. It's so crazy. It is just black yarn with a silver streamer running through it, but hopefully you can see maybe farther back some of that stitch definition. Probably not, but it's got that beautiful swirled pattern all the way around it. It just so again, look up the Divine Hat if you don't know what I'm talking about, because yeah, you just can't see this on camera, I don't think. But that's where I'm at as of now. It's pretty small, huh? We've got a ways to go. So that is what I'm doing. So basically what I'm telling you is I finished a hat, a cowl, and an amigurumi toy plain, but I had to rip out the entire hat and start anew. So here is my one whip. We're gonna do it again. And I'm planning on making hats for each of them, and hopefully a matching scarf or cowl, depending on time. Quite frankly, I'm gonna make all the hats first, and then I'm gonna go back. She did say that he liked to wear, that her fiance liked to wear, in particular, blues and turquoises. What do you guys think about me making a hat for him out of this? You think that would be too girly? Think that's girly? Please let me know in the comments. She said that he really looked good in aqua and turquoise. So let me know what you think about that. I do have some of this. What do you think? Anyway, I'm sorry. I feel like I was rambling all over this video. I feel like last video I didn't have any sleep, and so I was loopy and just out of it. This video I got some sleep, and now I feel a little manic, so I apologize for that. Hopefully I will even out a little bit next time. I'm just making sure that I talked about everything, and it looks like I did. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, I thank you so much. I'm humbled, because I know that I was all over the place every which way. So thank you so much for being here. Happy New Year to all of you, and please let me know what you're working on. What are your big 2021 goals? I will plan on making a video coming up hopefully next weekend that's going to be all of my 2020 goals. Perhaps I'll make a Make 9 card if I can figure out how to make the grid. Tech savvy I do not usually claim to be. So if I can do that, I plan on making a Make 9 card this year. I'm at least going to make those goals for myself, and I will make some sort of crafty goal for 2021, and I will go ahead and post that next week for you guys. So, or this weekend, you know what I mean? So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up, even if it was just because you laughed at me and got a kick out of my craziness. Please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Think about subscribing if you have not yet. There is more craziness to come, I promise you, but in a good way. We're gonna make some awesome things this year, and I just really love to talk to you guys about what you're making and really enjoying this journey with me. So thank you so much to all who are watching. I love you guys, and just have a wonderful week. Stay safe. Bye guys.